one thing at a time. We don't know that they constitute a threat at all. I can hear the panic in your voice, but that is not the mentality we should have. I don't like the idea of greeting them with a military entourage at all, especially after they found such a simple, beautiful way to communicate. It's obvious they want to talk to us. We should view this as an opportunity to learn things that are beyond the scope of our knowledge. This will be a defining moment in BISM history. We don't know that they don't constitute a threat, and I'm not willing to take a gamble. I respect your optimism, but I'm not in the business of optimism. Let me ask you, Doctor, what happened to Nelman's natives when the Selmer and the Vertala showed up? They're not around to tell you anymore. What I see is that we are the natives now, and they are the ones washing ashore. We in Lastman might just be the first ones whose lives and livelihoods they want to take, because we're the peaceful. Discomfort bubbled in my gut with that unpleasant theory between us. Let's not start with worst-case scenarios. This is an advanced race who went out of their way to contact us and who do not seem hostile. Space is a lot further distance to travel than an ocean. Yet they're here, Tassi. And no, I don't want to shoot them down to risk pissing them off, so I have to wait and find out. We're going right where they asked us because we have no choices, and I don't like that. You wrote the first contact protocol. Tell me how we fucking do this. What do we even say? I don't know, though I'm delighted to be a part of this. We need to extend our flipper in peace if anyone does arrive. We don't know what those coordinates mean. While they would be perfect to land a ship, they could be sending down a probe or other message. Perhaps they want to establish a radio link there. Whatever they sent the solar system message from, it might not even be manned. Okay, let's assume we do talk to them. How the fuck do we extend peaceful sentiments to aliens? How do we communicate and avoid being misunderstood? I was struggling to conjure up a plan of action, even as our dot grew closer to the Gray Basin, no matter how worried General Naltor was about leaks. I wished he'd brought a few other FAI scientists into the loop. It was concerning how the military was suppressing information, as well as any chance that we'd notify the BISM populace. The internet would make it too easy for this to spread, though I wasn't sure how they'd handle a stray camera capturing a strange craft landing, or videos of FAI staff being locked up by armed persons. Rumors would get out, one way or another. It was the handling that left me alarmed about how Lastman's government would address the visitor. The fact that our nations mistrusted each other was an issue, but my country's fear toward the aliens and over our own people's reactions, that they'd make sound judgments. This wasn't something we could afford to bungle. While I'd love to believe that the extraterrestrials had peaceful sentiments, offending or antagonizing them could have catastrophic consequences for our civilization. I wished I had more time to plan this process, but I figured we needed to start with a small gesture. It must not be anything that can be misinterpreted, no matter how simple its meaning is to us. That rules out any of our emotional cues and nonverbals. It's important to define our own assumptions and avoid falling into those pitfalls. Language was the primary issue with communication, given that, for all we knew, they might not even have verbal language. The aliens had shown us a roadmap through their usage of binary, reflecting that they understood both mathematics and computers. It wasn't impossible they were AI, with that in mind, but I didn't address that possibility for my sanity. While using numerals wouldn't be plausible, we could communicate in groupings of dots to form assuming they were organic life forms, mirroring body language was inadvisable. We wouldn't know what it meant or how it played into their potential hierarchy. Auditory and luminescent stimuli might work, except we didn't know if those would generate an adverse reaction. In essence, all I had was a basic way to demonstrate numbers, drawing rudimentary pictures on a chalkboard, perhaps teaching them a few simple words in the process, and a prayer to hers that his will would. Wonderful. Please tell me you've thought to bring along some kind of whiteboard. I breathed a sigh of relief as Naltor signaled the affirmative with a beak. I would start simple. We can draw pictures of ourselves, standing beside them, and hope they grasp that as friendship. Maybe count out numbers with dots and teach them our numerals. Show our understanding of mathematics as an expression of sapience. The Selmer general blinked with a flustered expression. I don't have anything better. I'm leaving full discretion to you, Tassie. I'll be right beside you, of course, but I want you to take the lead. Anything you need, you have authorization to ask for it. In that case, I'll take a blank check bonus from the government. If you find a way to communicate with aliens, I could probably almost. Good luck, Doctor. We're all rooting for you, and we all want to keep Ivrana safe. I know. Let's just not be afraid of them until we see what they want. That's assuming we interpreted their binary correctly. The numbers could have meant something else entirely. We're assuming they think the same as us. There are too many variables involved with this entire affair. I wish these people would just leave. We're not equipped for something like this. We never would be, but we found ourselves in this position. Please try to keep calm. That's the best way we can show our peaceful intentions. Naltor ducked his head in acknowledgement, trying to hide how his wings were trembling. It was rare to see an Arctic-inclined Selmer shivering on our temperate continent, yet I knew it was because this proud man was petrified. For my part, I was both nervous and excited. The endless possibilities were running amok in my head, 1,000 implausible scenarios that I pictured time and again. If these beings were hostile out of the gate, I recognized there was nothing we could do. Fretting about it wouldn't change their intentions. Always assuming a worst-case scenario meant we'd never waddle into any ocean of. It was against the spirit of curiosity. Of all the instances I imagined, it was never that the non-BSM intelligence would be hostile. Perhaps because I always thought the brutish colonizations that transpired on our world were fool's errands. Let's hope my one assumption that an advanced society would feel the same. It must be. My primary concern was that I would make a mistake with ripple effects on our planet's interstellar relations. Bearing the full responsibility for introducing the BSM race to aliens was a daunting. There'd been no warning or prep time. As I'd been ripped away from the safety of my desk, this was a critical moment for our species.